Okay, good afternoon to all of our viewers. We're back here in Grandison's Espresso Lounge. So this is your virtual coffee table, a place where we catch up with our nurses, PTs, OTs, and of course our partners. So this is a place where we encourage everyone to share their voices, their experience, no, to educate and inspire other healthcare professionals to #achieve their American dream. And of course, tonight's Grandison's Espresso Lounge
Mm.
is so special kasi we have not one, not two, but three special guests for tonight. Yeah. And without further ado, let me introduce to you or let me call our first special guest for tonight, Miss Jody. Hello, Miss Jody.
Hello, kamusta dyan sa Pinas?
Ayan. Maulan na po dito sa Pinas and I know summer na yata dyan sa New
Apo,
York, no?
summer.
Ayan. Miss Jody, can you give a brief introduction lang about yourself? Ayan, so that our viewers can also get to know you.
Paano ba? So, before working here in the US, nag-try na ako ng mga ibang experiences sa Pinas. So, I worked in home health, in a hospital, sa Alabang Medical Clinic. Tapos, I've also tried teaching dyan sa academe. So, formerly sa JRUS, no? So, yan, kasama niyo ako, nagpapa-endorse tayo ng mga Grandison Scholars kung ready
Wow.
na ba silang mag-take ng NPTE or not. No, and then ayun, after noon I worked with the insurance kasi kapag USPT ka nga naman sa Pinas, mas malaki yung salary mo diyan, no,
Mm.
doing that kind of work. So after noon, nung malapit nang ma-deploy, had to resign. Ayun na, I work here in the US, back to hands-on clinician experience ulit. So sa
Wow.
SNF currently, skilled nursing facility po.
Wow, ang dami. Ang haba ng experience, Miss Jody, no? And when did you arrive sa United States, Miss Jody?
Bale, 3 months ago lang po. So February 28,
Wow.
2024.
Wow, advance happy mansary, Miss Jody. Ayan. Magti 3 months na sa 28, no? Jody meets Jody. Ayan, no? Actually, excited ako for tonight's interview na makilala si Miss Jody kasi nabasa ko yung post niya way back. I think January or February yon about yun nga, the journey that she had to go through, no? Bago pumunta ng United States. Pero I think we can get to hear more of that later on. Yan. Thank you, Miss Jody, for the introduction. And of course, we also have one of our former physical therapists in the United States. Let's welcome Mr. Jervin
Mm.
Macaranas. Hello, Sir
Oh,
Jervin.
hello everybody. Hope you're doing well. I hear it's rainy there, Maulan ba? Oh
Maulan.
goodness. Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
Kung meron tayong hot, hotter, and hottest climate dito sa Pinas, nandun kami sa hot lang dahil maulan.
Oh
Ayan. And
goodness.
Sir Jervin, kamusta po, no? Kayo ay dumating sa United States. Kailan, sir?
I came here to the States. I started working, I'd say March of 2019, and been here ever since. Yeah.
2019, so 5 years.
hmm
And I've heard no that Sir Jervin recently completed his contract last year. Yan.
That's
Okay.
right.
No, for okay, I think almost 4 years, no, we can say, no. And
hmm
kamusta, sir, no? Saan po kayo sa US? Are you also in New York
Mm.
right now?
Yes. Right now I'm currently in Oneida in more upstate New York right now. So I've been working here for what was it now? Just like tail end of COVID, 2022, 2023.
Oh
And
my.
yeah, been here since.
So I think we can also get to hear more of Sir Jervin's experience later on, no? Especially dumating siya before
Mhm.
pandemic 2019.
Mhm.
Okay, no. And sorry, no, Sir Jervin,
Yes.
you are an alumni of UST, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, sinabi ko lang, no, so that I can also say hi to the UST viewers that we have right now. And of course, earlier, Miss Jody is also from PLM. Is that right, Miss Jody? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. And of course, for our third guest, I think kilala na siya ng karamihan. Ayan, let me welcome Miss Alisa Tumulak, our first ever Grandison PT deployed in the United States. Hello, Miss Alisa.
Hello, Miss Jody. Thank you for having me again. Good morning sa Pinas. Good morning, Sir Nathan, and good
Good morning.
to Jervin and Jody.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Alisa. And of course, also, blessing our event for today, no, with his guide, with his presence. We have Mr. Nathan De La Cruz from Grandison Therapy
Hello, good morning
Facility.
po.
Yeah. So later on, Sir Nathan will be helping us, no, differentiate the benefits of direct hire versus staffing agency as well, together with Miss Jody, Sir Jervin, of course, Miss Alisa. Yan. And of course, no, medyo may konting plugging lang ako with my headline here sa taas, no. So if you also know someone or a physical therapist, no, who might be interested in working abroad, specifically United States, no, come and refer to Grandison. We have a special referral program right now. You can earn up to 82,000 pesos, no, for every successful referral. Of course, terms and conditions apply. So just message Nathan here para
Yes.
matulungan niya kayo with the guidelines. Yeah. And of course, we'll start the interview na, no? Ano ba yung mga tanong na meron ako ngayon, no? I think I'll start first, no? Dahil unang-una kong tinawag si Miss Jody. um, um, start ko na rin sa kanya, no? Given na you have a lot of experience here in the Philippines, I'm pretty sure that before you sign up with Grandison, did you also do any research in terms of direct hire or staffing agency?
Definitely. Kasi kapag magda-direct hire ka, ano lang naman yan, sa madaling salita, upfront, it will require huge cost. So, dapat may capital kang pang-start ng journey na yon. So, in my case, having no rich parents, no relative who's willing to finance or sponsor, it's not practical and it would take a lot of time if iipunin ko yung funds na yun para makapag-US lang. So, dun pumasok si Grandison. I really had to look for a staffing agency because it's the practical way to go.
Yeah, thank you for that, Miss Jody, no? And Sir Nathan, can you help us, no? Because I know Miss Alisa, Miss Jody, and Sir Jervin, no, prior choosing Grandison in US, they've done their research as well, no, direct hire versus staffing agency. Pero I want to hear it from the perspective lang din, no, of a recruiter, no? What's the benefit of a staffing agency versus direct hire?
Well, sabi nga ni Miss Jody, kasi here in the Philippines, ang thinking ng mga physical therapists na mas tinitingnan nila is the direct hire because yun nga, ang inaano nila is kausap na nila mismo the rehab facility sa Amerika. Now, ang hindi kasi nila na parang nalalaman or sa totoo lang na nangyayari is mostly ng direct hire kasi na nag-o-offer is mas tawag dito parang I forgot the term, I'm sorry. Parang mas pinaprioritize nila yung mga candidates or applicants na may complete documents na. So tama yung sabi ni Miss Jody. Like for example, kung I'm a Filipino PT at iko-consider ko yung staffing agents, the direct hire agency, no, or direct hire na nag-o-offer, kailangan talaga ako ang magfa-finance ng mga requirements ko kasi wala silang ino-offer na scholarship program. Unlike for staffing agency like Grandison, tayo yung nagbibigay, tayo yung nagpo-provide sa kanila ng mga requirements. Nakakailangan nila for them na makapag-work legally as a physical therapy sa Amerika.
Yeah, kumbaga magre-review na lang, no?
Oo, magre-review na lang.
Mag-aaral ka na lang.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that, Sir Nathan, no? And of course, no, I won't miss Sir Jervin's answer din, no? I'm sure, no, as a PT who have been sponsored by an agency like Grandison, Sir Jervin, kamusta po yung support, no? Or how much support was given to you with regards the visa application process, the education, the review, the exam na kailangan nyo bago kayo makarating ng United States?
That's an excellent question because contrary to like what Jody experience, I on the other hand was like I had no experience or research at all. I thought it was like I'll do the exam, I'll just go whenever and I'll just do it and it'll be good. Pero there really was nothing. It was a lot harder than I thought it would be. It was like I did the exam, I thought it was good, and then all the other requirements like the visa, like the visa application, all the paperwork, all the like you fill out all these forms. I had no idea. So like I was very thankful that I was like given the recommendation of Grandison that they gave me the very specific, very directed assistance. Like they show me like, hey, do this thing, do this report, send it over here. It was just very thorough, very direct, very, very helpful.
Yeah. So shout out to our deployment team. No. So, ibig sabihin ba, Sir Jervin, prior signing up to Grandison, you are already like self-financing your exam?
Mhm.
The NPTE?
Oh, the
Yes.
NPTE.
Yeah, just part of it though. But there was what do you call it? I also did study under JRUS it was. Yes. I still went there before I went to the actual exam, so it was a little half and half, I'd say. Like, a little bit of me, a little bit of them, kind of like that.
Okay, so thank you, Sir Jervin, for sharing that experience as well, no? And of course, for Miss Alisa. Miss Alisa, hi! Yan, gabing-gabi na sa United States, no? Medyo maliwanag sa akin dito. Ayan. So, for Miss Alisa, given that you've already have 13 years of experience as a PT in the United States, and I think just like Sir Jervin, you have also experienced being a rehab director, right? Um, What's the ratio? Do you have an idea of, if any, ratio ng direct hire PT versus staff hired PTs in hospitals or skilled nursing facilities where you've worked with?
Ratio. As a staff therapist dun sa building na pinagtrabahuan ko, I'm trying to recall, walang direct hire. Walang direct hire sila na foreign educated therapist. Dun sa building na naging rehab director ako, wala din. So, I was given the opportunity to be a rehab director. So, medyo nakita ko yung behind the scenes kung bakit walang direct hire yung building ko. So, yung isang aspect niya kasi yung, kumaga, we can say yung technical aspect niya is yung on the side of the employer, yung mga immigration stuff and documentation and all of that. Most of the time, yung building, wala silang team, hindi sila ganun ka-knowledgeable, wala silang ganung time dedicated to working on these things. So, kumbaga, for lack of better term, parang hassle pa sa building kung mag-direct hire sila ng, for example, 1 or 2 PTs. So they would rather go to a staffing agency who has all the manpower and operations to do the recruitment. So I was given that opportunity to see that side of it. Kaya dun sa building ko, both as a staff therapist and when I was a rehab director, wala talaga kaming direct hire.
So, marami talagang factors to consider,
Eh.
no? Timeline pa lang, no? And of course, Miss Alisa, before I move on to other questions lang din to Miss Jody and Sir Jervin, ano, given now that you are already the professional development specialist of Grandison, no? Helping other PTs and nurses transition well sa United States, what can you say is the difference of Grandison secure placement versus other staffing agencies or other direct hire companies as well?
Grandison secure placement versus direct hire. Again, connected dun sa nabigay ko na example. Sometimes along the way, ito true story to, na-experience talaga to ng isa sa mga kakilala ko. So kahit sa PT world, because of the challenges ng direct hire, kung yun nga, wala silang manpower, wala silang time operations dedicated to actually doing yung technical side or immigration side, nagkakaroon ng yung tinatawag nila na abandonment. Yung parang i-give up na lang yung petition, ano na lang yung employer na we can't do it. Parang along the way or it's taking too much time. So may iwan na lang, i-drop na lang nila yung petition. So compared sa Grandison Secure Placement, which is yung commitment ni Grandison, because meron nga tayong isang buong operations dedicated for that. So pag nag-sign up ka kay Grandison, you don't have to worry na meron, kunwari nag-sign up ka like a year ago, mag-worry. Hindi ka mag-worry na by the time na matapos ako with everything, nandun pa kaya yung placement ko, nandun pa kaya yung building na papasukan ko. So, yun yung security. Kaya nga Grandison Secure Placement is makakapag-focus si PT sa kung anong dapat nating ipag-focusan. Kumbaga, hindi na nila aalalahanin.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Elisa, no, for that well explanation. I think going back to our PTs here, I'll start with Miss Jody, no. Miss Jody, I know there are a lot of offers, or benefits the Grandison, the NPTE, etc., no. So, what do you think is one of the biggest advantages of a Grandison PT, per se, that helped you secure a job in the United States, no? And siguro para balance and so that our listeners or viewers can also see the pros and cons, no. If this is the biggest advantage for you, sa tingin mo ano din yung pwedeng i-improve on the Grandison side or a staffing agency side?
Actually, gusto kong mag-add in dun sa sinabi ni Miss Alyssa. Kasi
Okay.
di ba may copy na kami nung questions. Iyan talaga yung pinaka-biggest advantage eh. Grandison can guarantee that a PT work is already waiting for you once you arrive in the US. And very crucial and important yon as someone who is coming to the US as an immigrant from scratch. Kasi like from scratch, di ba? Nagpunta ka dyan, wala kang background history, alam mo yun, wala ka ring credit history and everything. It is important na pagdating mo doon, may nag-aabang na work so that you could earn dollars right away. Kasi hindi rin biro na wala kang funds pagdating mo dyan. So, if walang work, paano ka mag-earn? So, hindi biro maghanap ng apartment pagdating mo dyan. Hihingin ka ng security deposit apart from your first month's rent. And if you're earning dollars right away because Grandison can guarantee a secured work placement, nakakagaan siya. So, it makes things bearable. So, marami pa ring other factors na dapat i-consider. So, kasi may mga iba dyan, yung expenses aside sa apartment lang, yun yung una mong poproblemahin pagdating ng US. Kasi 30 days lang yung free housing, Airbnb allowance na i-alat niya. So, dapat masigasig kang maghanap dyan sa first 30 days. Hala, saan ako titira after mapaso itong 30 days na binigay ni Grandison? So, paano kung dun pala sa facility rin na ma-assignan ka, walang transportation? So, another big expense na pwede mong ma-incur would be getting an auto loan. So, you also have to get a car. So, di ba? So, maraming factors. Kaya, very big advantage ng Grandison yung basta pagdating mo dito, I can guarantee you there's a facility waiting for you and you can just work here. So, yun.
Wow. No? Sarap pakinggan, no? Miss Jody, your answer. And Sir Jervin, kayo po, no? Kamusta? What's the biggest advantage na sa tingin niyo nakatulong sa inyo in securing a job in the United States, no, as a Grandison PT? Did it also help you in terms of the career growth? Baka kasi irrelevant to, pero curious lang din ako. Ayan. Did you work on the same rehab facility kung saan ka na-assign before as a Grandison PT and naging rehab director or different?
Yes. So I've had different experiences in working in the US under Grandison PT. So at first I started in the big city with the skilled nursing facility. So there's that. And then, COVID happened in 2020 and then everything just it just shut down. Like it was completely different from that time. And around that time it was just staff were just I guess they were just finishing their contracts one way or another, and we were just needed someplace else. So, and then I got moved all the way up here to upstate New York, and yeah, ever since I've been working here, and even after my contract, I was still working here. So it was definitely a lot of different experiences going through the different like phases and facilities that I've worked at. It's definitely different for that as well. So, but throughout all of that, I probably wouldn't have been able to secure any kind of work or anything like that without the help of Grandison. Definitely like keep an eye on because at the time I was like newly, broken in. I was just like newly just implanted there, and big COVID happened. It was a big deal, and I was very thankful. Grandison was like, they were on the ball. It was like, this place needs this therapist, or this place needs this therapist, because like the ones we're finishing at the time, and COVID was all around. Like everyone's in a panic, everything's just going crazy, and it was like Grandison helped, like just kept my career grounded at that time. I'm very thankful for that. So,
Yeah, thank you, Sir Jervin. And I think I've heard as well, no, from our recent interview, Sir Noel, for
mm,
example, that
mhm,
during the pandemic time, it was really challenging for the PTs because
mhm,
some facilities hindi sila gawa ng makapag-rehab, no? So some PTs
mhm,
lost their jobs, no? So yung iba na direct
mhm,
hire, they had to find, no, or they had to wait until there is a vacancy available, no? And luckily for
mhm,
Grandison, just like Sir Jervin's experience as well, because of the wide connections then with the clients, some were able to transfer, no? Like Sir Jervin,
mhm,
and most were able to like secure their job during the pandemic, like Sir Noel, no, na
mhm,
na-interview natin last time. And I think, no, jumping, no, aside from the pros and cons, I think one of the factors din na magandang i-discuss natin was the contract, no?
mhm.
I think for the contract, before signing up with any direct hire or staffing agency or Grandison, no, importanteng factor to. So I guess I'll pass the mic back to Sir Nathan.
Yeah.
Yan. Yeah, let's talk contract, Sir Nathan, no? So do you think what are the key factors or key things that every Filipino PT should look for in a contract, no, whether direct hire or staffing agency?
Um, well, honestly, the job security, the secured placement. Kasi, let's say, with the direct hire kasi, um, limited po kasi yung slots na or yung job vacancies na ino-offer or rehab facility na ino-offer ng isang direct hire. So, paano pag kunyari nagsara yung rehab, 'di ba? Kung saan nagwo-work yung PT, what will happen dun sa PT? Diyan pumapasok yung, well, probably yung abandonment, 'di ba? Kasi walang paglilipatan eh. Unlike for a staffing agency kasi, syempre we have a lot of clients, variety of healthcare settings na ino-offer. So pag ganon yung nangyari, God forbid, wag naman sana magsara yung rehab facility. Pero pag nagsara siya, yung job security nandun pa rin kasi ita-transfer natin yung PT sa ibang rehab facility na client pa rin ni Grandison for our PT na makontinue pa rin niya yung pagtapos ng contract niya. 'Di ba? So, number one talaga po is the job security.
Okay, thank you, sir. No, and I'm just curious lang din, Miss Jody, for you ba, the contract for, you were deployed under EB3, immigrant
E-
visa, EB2,
EB2.
sorry, EB2, yes, no. And Sir Jervin is EB2 as well, or H1B
It's
kayo?
Working
H1. Yeah,
1B.
H1B, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, no, I think one of the I think this falls under contract lang din that um every Filipino should check, no, because there's a variety of visa options that you can choose as a PT. Can be H1B or EB2, no? And I think the duration of the contract differs whether kung saan tayo nagfo-fall yan. So I think that's also one, no? And Miss Alisa, yan, if maybe if you can add to that, no? Does Grandison offer any or different contract lengths or options currently right now?
So, I think yung sa contract lengths is like, depende sa kung paano ka pumasok. Like, for example, like what you said, si Miss Jody, EB2 na siya nung dumating siya. So, she will have a different contract length compared to Sir Jervin. So, Jervin and I are similar. Like, we went into the US under an H1B visa and then we signed up for a green card. And then, so, magkakaroon ng additional length from dun sa original H1B contract kasi nag-transition ka to green card sponsorship. So,
Yeah.
yun yung difference ng lengths.
No, and speaking to Sir Jervin's experience, no, kasi
Mm.
coming from H1B transitioning to EB2, no, or immigrant visa, what do you think, sir, is the biggest roadblock na na-experience mo during that process? And yeah, how
Mm.
did you just prepare for it, or how did you overcome it, or any tips, no? For example, if maranasan din siya ng mga future
Mhm.
PT natin here.
Mm. Definitely, I'd say the biggest roadblock I've had, at least like trying to get the green card process, was just the very stringent and very like specific requirements that they need. Like they need this specific form in this specific amount of time. And Um, yeah, it's definitely a challenge just to like keep up because you have to work during the day and then sometimes you're tired from work, you just come home, you don't think about that kind of stuff. And Grandison has helped me there, but it's definitely a big challenge for sure. Like to just sometimes keep up with, I have to work on this form, get it by this date. I have to send it like before this time. And coupled with that, I'd say the other biggest one is more passive, just like the amount of time, I'd say, because if you do everything right, it takes a little bit of time. I think I waited like a couple months. So if I fell back on my forms and stuff, it probably even longer. So that's probably like the two biggest roadblocks I experienced so far for that.
Yeah. And I think Sir Jervin is one lucky PT, no? Kasi he got picked on the H1B lottery pick.
Ayan.
Yeah. No?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, for Miss Jody naman. Miss Jody, yan. For you, no, under EB2 naman kasi, what do you think is the biggest roadblock naman sa experience mo?
I can only think of two.
Yeah.
Kasi that would be yung needed extra units under PRI. So, kasi we, in the process, like part of the process, you have to do education credentials review just to see if your Philippine education would be comparable to US, right? So, even though you've already taken your doctorate, there's still some needed units that you have to fill in. So, kailangan mo pa siyang i-take extra sa PRI, and this would vary depending on what school you're coming from. So, fortunately, so kami ni Miss Alisa from PLM, konti lang yung units na kailangang punan galing sa PRI. But I've had close PT Grande friends din. For example, graduate ng FEU, sila ang dami nilang needed units na kailangan kunin sa PRI. And that would eat time. Kasi ang dami nun. It's like you're gonna take extra courses and you have to do them while you're doing the doctorate. So how do you deal with that? My advice would be, habang nasa early months ka when you're taking the doctorate sa Arcadia, you have to find a way to squeeze doing the PRI as well. So the PRI unit should be done habang lighter pa yung loads mo and yung subjects sa Arcadia. Kasi if gagawin mo yan sa tail end, pag-graduate ka na, patapos ka na, so babagsak dyan yung mga difficult subjects, gagawa ka pa ng case analysis paper, so baka hindi na mabalance. So yun, no, mahihirapan, magi-struggle ka talaga. And then the other roadblock na talagang naka-significantly delay nung paglipad ko, it would be the USCIS visa process where they ask for an RFE. So na-RFE ako. So when you say RFE, they request for evidence. So, my God. So when that happened, I was working in Shearwater back then. So I had to ask my seniors, kasi if you work in Shearwater, a lot of the staff there are also signed up with an agency, karamihan Grandison din. Ay, naku, sabi nila, that would take 6 months. That would take 6 months on average para lang, alam mo yun, to come through the RFE process. Okay, 6 months. Edi, we patiently waited, two of us in our batch na RFE. And we don't know why they asked for an RFE. Correct me if I am wrong here, Miss Alisa, but I think it's an admin error daw. So it's an admin error, probably like, syempre, a staff from the agency was unable to send some documents na required pala for the review. But then again, no agency is perfect. It's human error. We all make mistakes. So yun daw, it's one of the possible reasons. However, how do you deal with that? So ito yung na-discover ko. So syempre, it's mistake on my end. I have been passive na, okay, nakampante na lang ako na sinabi, 6 months yan. 6 months mong titiisin yung RFE para lang matapos na sa setback na yan, no? Hindi pala. Dapat pala masigasig ka lang mag-follow up. So, kailangan like, i-update mo sila, like kung kaya mong gawin monthly, no? Monthly mo silang tanungin, nasabit na po ba yung hinihinging requirements ni USCIS? Like, naipadala na po ba yung additional evidence na hinihingi nila? So, if ganun ka kasigasig mag-follow up, na linggo-linggo, nangungulit ka ng mga tauhan ng nandito, I've known someone who was able to, alam mo yun, get out from that setback in as early as 2 months. No, I wish na, hala, sana pala nangulit din ako. Nakampante ako, sabi kasi nila,
nila 6 months lang. Kaya naman pala na in 2 months,
2
tapos yung
months.
RTP process.
Yung
So,
process.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oo, nung natapos na siya, ang swerte niya. Kasi ako, sa 6 months na yun, ang dami, a lot of things can change and can happen. You know what happened with my case? Nagkaroon ng retrogression.
Oh my gosh.
Diyos ko. So,
Oh.
yung priority date ko, hindi mapaprocess kasi they have to take care of, other visa applicants earlier priority
Yeah.
date. So, alam mo yun, para akong binagsakan ng langit at lupa na ano ba to? So, parang ambag talaga nung timing. So, yun lang naman. So, sana pala nangulit ako. Yun lang.
So, lesson
Talagang-
learned, no? Sa lahat na nakikinig. Mangulit, yeah. Follow
Yeah.
up, no? Importante ang follow up, no? Don't be just passive, yan.
Yeah.
Parang same din sinabi ni Sir Jervin kanina, no? Also, take time to like review the documents that you need to submit, no? Kasi imagine kung hindi mo rin siya i-prioritize. The 6 months can take 1 year, no? And longer, no? And abutin pa ng retrogression, no?
Grabe
Yeah.
talaga.
True, no? Isisingit ko na rin to, no? So, given the long wait, Sir Jervin and Miss Jody, can you say that worth it ang Amerika naman?
Oh, worth it talaga.
Definitely worth it for sure.
Ito
Okay.
talaga, bata pa lang ako, like, alam ko na, okay, mag-abroad ako. Pero kailangan sa Amerika.
Very
Parang
specific
iba,
si Ma'am
US
Jody.
lang talaga, no?
Although, don't get me wrong, like, the process is very tedious. The wait time is so exhausting, no? Mentally. So, it's so exhausting. Occasionally, you'll get tempted na, sige, tanggapin ko na nga tong gig sa Dubai. Sige, mag-ano na tayo, UAE. But then again, kung iisipin mo, hindi ka kasi nila iaalaw maging resident sa bansa nila. And what does that mean? So, hindi kami magiging citizen. So, walang opportunity sa yun na, alam mo yun, mag-level up or mag-improve kasi you cannot earn anything in their country. Once
Yeah.
once napakinabangan ka na nila ng mga Arab for UAE, 'di ba? Parang balik ka na ulit sa hometown mo, balik ka na ng Pinas. Whereas
And
here,
imagine, no? Pag
Diba?
US citizen ka na, mas malaki sahod.
true. And that's actually true. Kasi personally from my tito who has worked, siguro nag-retire na siya sa UAE. So after nang mag-reach yung retirement age, wala. Talagang babalik ka ng Pinas. So dapat in that time span, meron kang mga naipon for investment sa Pinas. 'Di ba? Kasi babalik at babalik ka. Pero with US, that's a different case. Kasi yun nga, papasok ka ditong resident ka, there's no other way but up eh. What's next
Correct.
after being a resident? You will be a citizen.
Citizen.
So once you're already a citizen, ano na? Oh, you can own your land here, you can settle down here and start your family here. So yun na talaga yung
Pang long
main
term talaga.
Oo, yun
True,
yung attraction ng US.
Yan. And Sir Jervin, you are already a citizen. Tama po ba? Not
I'm
yet.
still a green, not yet.
Okay.
I did get my green card though, probably like a year and a half ago. So it's on the way. It's on the way there.
Yeah, it's on the way. Malapit na.
Yay.
Yeah, right, no? And syempre, of course, we won't miss the kamustahan segment, no? Pagdating nyo ng facility. How was the
Mhm.
experience? I think, unahin ko lang din si Sir Jervin for that, no? So, Sir Jervin, when you arrived sa facility, what was the support that you have received? Was there any training given to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's definitely something I'll never forget when I first started here in the States because Miss Alyssa here, she was the one training me in the facility where I started working at. Yeah, she was our mama dragon, that's for sure. So
Mama Dragon.
Mama
Yeah.
Dragon.
she
right.
she took very, very good care of us. It's like she showed us how to do like the clericals, how to build things, like how to make sure that all your documents are due. They also teach it every now and then, like how to talk to certain residents, because like especially working in the facility where I started at, what they said was true. Like definitely a melting pot of cultures, a lot of different people. So she helped me like talk to these certain residents this way, and then she would say, hey, you talk to this person this way, and a bunch of different things. I learned a lot of new things there, especially like a lot of Jewish traditions and holidays, a lot of different cultures as well. Like some residents have special traditions that they do on certain days of the year. So that was very helpful. I learned a lot during my time there, and I have Mama Dragon to thank for that. That's for sure.
Sir Jervin got lucky, no? Kasi nasa facility pa si Miss Alisa during that time.
Correct.
How about you, Miss Jody? During your arrival, kamusta? Was there any training then or transition provided ng facility?
Opo, meron talagang training. Actually, I would say yung mga staff na makakatrabaho mo, yan yung magdidictate kung magiging bearable yung work or not. So, fortunately, maayos talaga sila lahat. Yung DOR kasi namin, malapit ako sa Canada, Canadian citizen siya, no? So, parang, ang dating yan, Wednesday, midweek po kasi ako nag-start. So, first day mo, orientation lang to. Tapos, meron kang pipirmang ganyang kakapal na sandamakmak na paperwork. So, para i-onboard ka. So, mga onboarding stuff, orientation, itutour ka sa facility para makuha mo yung layout. Tapos, if sinuwerte ka, they have time. Kasi DORs, I don't think mandated or required silang mag-treat ng patient, di ba? So, sa case ko naman, hindi kasi siya nagtitreat. So, puro admin work lang yung ginagawa niya. However, just to give proper training, and alam niya kasi yung responsibilities niya, nag-demo siya. So, parang nag-eval siya para lang makita ko, makapag-shadow ako how he does the eval with an OT. So yun, ganun siya ng first day. And then second day mo, ang gagawin would be shadowing na. So pero before pala ako nag-shadow nung second day, pinasadahan niya yung net health. So yung how do we do the notes, ano yung mga notes na gagawin. But that part, paano rin mag-chart review bago mo kitain yung IE. It was a little easier kasi nga nag-work ako sa Shearwater before. So okay, alam ko na tong mga notes niyo. So parang ito pala. Alam ko na para hindi
May idea
ma-deny.
na.
Alam ko mga dapat nilalagay. So medyo madali yon. Pero I mean for someone na hindi exposed, ano yung research? Ano yung mga discharge? Yung mga ganyan. Recertification of care. Ay, ganito pala. Progress notes. It could be tough. Pero yon, that was a breeze for the part ng notes. So, second day, notes and shadowing. Nung third day, ayan na, saba ka na agad. So, bibigyan ka na ng 5 pasyente. So, yun, no? Sabi ko, 8 hours? Grabe. Ngayon na lang ulit ako bumalik ng patient care.
Oo.
Medyo nakaka-startle siya. Pero, yun, dahan-dahan nilang ini-increase yung patient load mo in the next few weeks.
At least, no? At least meron naman palang gradual
Oo, may gradual.
transition. And, no, I'm sure nakatulong yung experience mo here sa Philippines din. Kasi parang
Opo.
nag-home health ka rin, no? Yan.
Opo.
I think that's one advantage. O, agawang ko na si Sir Nathan ng sasabihin, no? Kasi pag Grandison PT ka, parang may morning, evening sessions kasi right now. I'm not sure if during Miss Jody's time, parang wala pa yatang morning, evening class ng review.
Meron na po. Opo.
Meron na.
Parang
Okay, meron na din,
intensive.
no?
Intensive lang ang morning eh. Compre
Morning,
lang
yeah.
Oh,
AM.
yeah.
PM.
So I think right now, both for compre and intensive, Sir Nathan,
Yes.
the morning and evening.
Meron na po
Yes.
morning and evening class.
So they can review for NPTE even while working.
Correct.
Yes, kasi the work experience that you have here, definitely it will help, no? And before I go to the Mama Dragon, ayan, no? Syempre, I would like to encourage everyone who's watching to ask questions lang din sa comment section, yan, so that our recruiters can assist you, no? So, anything that you're curious about Grandison or staffing agency versus direct hire, just drop in sa comments, no? And going back to our Mama Dragon pala yung tawag nila kay Miss Alisa, no? Yan.
Oo.
Yan. Given now, no, that you are already like part of the Grandison US staffing team, no, assisting the recent arrivals, are there any mentorship programs that currently offered, no? Any mentorship programs, resources offered to PTs, yan, adjusting to the new or adjusting the US healthcare system pagdating nila?
So definitely. So yung professional development natin ngayon sa Grandison, it covers all disciplines. So PTs, OTs, nurses, so lahat ng dumadating dito. So we really focus on parang personalized. It depends kung kunwaring ano yung experience nila, kung no experience ba. So i-customize natin yung level ng mentorship, ng training nila. Kung magsisimula tayo sa level 1 or kung kunwari kagaya ni Miss Jody, marami siyang experience. So pwedeng nandun na siya sa parang, okay, nandun na siya sa point na ano pa yung gusto niyang i-specialize. Gusto ba niyang i-take yung path na pagiging specialized na physical therapist. So, depende yung kasi marami siyang experience. Pero meron din naman tayong mga dumadating na PTs na very minimal yung experience. So magpo-focus tayo na talagang mag-adjust muna sila sa facility. Pwede silang maging supervisor or pwede din take ng route kagaya ni Jervin to become a director. So maraming iba't ibang programs depende sa level ng ating mga peers.
Yes, no? Thank you for that, Miss Alisa. And medyo napipressure ako kasi mag-aalas 12 na sa inyo sa US, no? So medyo bibilis ako yung mga tanong ko. I think napasadahan na natin kanina, no? Na iba talagang sahod sa United States compared to other countries like UAE, no? So, gusto ko lang kamustahin, how is the salary and the cost of living sa United States? Yeah. Unahin ko yata si Sir Jervin kasi medyo mas matagal-tagal na siya sa US, no? 5 years, no? Yeah. So, sir, kamusta? Let's talk money. On average, kamusta ang earnings and cost of living in the United States? Does the salary match the cost of living? Yeah.
I would definitely say so. Especially in upstate New York, where it's not as expensive as some people make it out to be, like the actual like rent and things like that. You can get it covered pretty quick. Personally, I'm very fortunate because the facility I work at is like 10, 15-minute walk. So like I didn't really have
Wow,
to
walking
spend for a
distance. Yeah.
yeah, so I didn't really have to spend for a car, but even if like I had to, I'd still say like that, like in a month's time, you definitely have like you got the essentials down and you still definitely have enough saved over, like, some fun money for yourself, a little bit of savings as well, for sure.
Gusto ko yun muna. You have fun money for
Fun
yourself.
money.
Fun money.
Yes, no? And yan, Miss Jody, yan, let's talk about money.
Similar kasi experience ko naman Buffalo upstate pero sa Western New York. So, I would say it's decent, but it could be higher. Grande no baka naman.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Alisa. Oh.
Oo.
Noted, noted.
Overall, kasi parang yun din, yun talaga ang tinarget ko. Kailangan maghanap ka ng apartment na walking distance lang sa facility mo. Ang laki na ng matitipid mo dun eh.
Matitipid, yeah.
So, kasi kapag nag-car ka, mabigat. Apart from the installments mo sa car, yung insurance, dun ka kasi nila tatagain.
Mhm.
So, ang laki ng kinakain nun. Instead of i-car loan ko pa yan, ipang-insurance ko ng car, ba't di ko na lang padala sa Pinas, di ba? Ba't hindi ko i-remit sa Pinas? So, yun. So, natanggal kasi yung car sa equation nung akin. Kaya, I would say with the salary, it's decent. Consistent yun. In a month, magbabayad ka ng $950 for monthly rent. Yung ano pa, $500 na installment for the doctorate. Tapos, ano to? I would say kung magre-remit sa Pinas, kaya. Doable yung 50,000 consistently monthly.
So
Wow.
basically,
Meron ka pang
livable talaga
matitira
yung
dun, ah.
sweldo.
Opo, may matitira ka pa dun for your savings. Tapos, apart sa savings mo, pwede mong kurutan yun ng fun money mo.
Yan. I love it. The fun money. No, aside from that, no, I think I want to hear lang din from Sir Nathan, no. Syempre, aside sa salary, are there any other benefits, no, additional compensation benefits, overtime, PTO, no, beyond the salary offered ni Grandison or the healthcare facility?
Yeah, the overtime, of course, number one yan, bayad yan. And also, yun din yung way nung PT sa Amerika daw, no, na mas mapabilis yung tapos ng contract. So the overtime. And also, kasi yung may inexplain kasi kami na guaranteed 35 hours, no, na work per week daw sa mga candidates natin. So yung iba kasing mga rehab facilities na meron tayong clients na minsan 22 to 26 hours lang yung ino-offer na work schedule. So it's basically tawag dito, benefits na nakukuha ng mga candidates or ng mga PTs natin na nadi-deploy sa Amerika kasi pag kunyari hindi sila nag-paid time off, hindi sila gumamit ng paid time off and pinasukan nila kahit 22 to 26 hours yung workload nila dun sa facility, guaranteed pa rin po na equivalent to 35 hours work per week pa rin yung babayaran dun sa mga PTs natin. No, basta hindi ka gagamit ng overtime, ay ng paid time off, sorry.
Okay.
'Di ba?
Got it, no? So that's one great benefit din, no? In terms of compensation,
Oo.
especially kung ma-assign ka sa facility na wala namang
Yes, kasi minsan
case
nagbe-base
load.
sila sa sa volume ng patients. May mga days na konti lang yung pasyente, may mga days na sobrang daming pasyente at kailangan yung PT nung manpower dun sa rehab facility na yun. So ayun.
Yeah. Thank you, Sir Nathan.
Tama ba, guys? Na-experience niyo
Tama,
po,
tama.
Miss Jody? Sir
Hindi.
Jervin?
Fortunately, high case,
Ah,
low din.
Hi, guys.
Ayoko mangyari yan. Hindi pwede.
Diba?
I've experienced both, so it's been a wild ride, that's for sure.
Okay, so
Mm.
na-experience both ni Sir Jervin. Actually, I'm down na rin naman sa aking last question. But before that, no, let's just recap yung mga questions earlier, no? The comparison of staffing agency versus direct hire. I think one of the things that we mentioned earlier was the benefits na the staffing agency usually covers all the expenses, no? Wala ka nang gagawin kundi mag-review at ipasa ang iyong NTTE, no? Second one, I think, would be the advantage of having deployment specialists or immigration specialists who will or who will handle your papers. Yan, no? Pero may special note doon si Miss Jody to make sure that you follow up. Yeah.
Correct.
Follow up, no? And tip
Huli.
din ni Sir Jervin there is that make sure that you fill out your form, no? Timely, no? Para hindi
Right.
din lumaba yung process. And I think right now in terms of the compensation and benefits, yan, we've also seen the staffing agency side, no, the Grandison's offer of guaranteed 35-hour benefit, no. And aside from that, we
Yeah.
also talked earlier the job security, no, like for example, Sir Jervin's experience, it's pandemic, no, he had to like transfer to another facility, and the staffing agency or Grandison was able to help with that. Let me just mute.
Diba? And also, Miss Alisa,
Excuse
just to
po.
add, no, we have a candidate na yung the last time nandito kayo, kinikwento nyo, na a week, 85 hours nagtatrabaho.
Na yes.
Diba?
Ay,
Imagine
ganun ba
kung
yun?
gaano kalaking
Oh my
pera
God.
ang na-earn
My
niya
gosh.
for that.
Yeah,
Kasi-
pero siguro, no, despite bayad yung overtime, let's take time to like rest, no? Medyo sobra-sobra. No?
Bawal sa amin yun.
Diba? Pero kasi yun yung
Oh
ano, na
God.
basta masipag,
Justify.
diba? I mean, talagang kikita at kikita ka eh.
May available na work. And usually, sa facility mo, like from my experience, sa my own facility, sa mga facility na nakita ko with the other Grandison PTs, your director usually knows, or you inform your director kung, boss, ako, willing ako mag-work ng
Work.
Saturday for like 6 hours. And then, kaya available ako ng itong mga weekends na to. So they can put you in the schedule kung meron kang, hindi naman siya yung sapilitan,
Sapilitan, correct.
pero if you want to, you let them know, and then if they have the caseload, then definitely.
The available schedule.
Yeah, no? Thank you for that. And I think add ko lang din, no, earlier natanong na rin natin si Sir Jervin and si Miss Jody, no, kung worth it ba sa Amerika, no? I think that's a check naman for all of us here.
Yeah,
Yan.
for sure.
And we've also talked about the salary, no? So I think I'm down to the last question na. Ayan. Kasi of course, there are many Filipino PTs right now, possibly confused, no? Kung mag-US ba sila because there are a lot of process to do, NPTE, the ECR, no? What advice, tip, or any last message can you impart, no, sa mga Filipino PTs natin who are watching right now? I guess I'll start with Miss Jody. Yeah.
Ano lang, be prepared what to expect. Tsaka, nag-sign up ka na sa agency eh. So, alam mo yun, trust the process. They will take care of it for you. So yun, it will always be inevitable to have delays, no? Part talaga ng journey yan. It will feel
Correct.
tedious along the way, but you have to be obedient in one goal and one direction. Kasi anong tendency ng iba? Ay, ang tagal-tagal naman ng Amerika ko, mag-Australia na nga lang ako. Or
Correct.
pupunta ako sa ibang bansa. Ano na, paano to, di ba? So, makakot na naman yung proseso mo pang Amerika just because na-bored ka. So, yun, no? I think those delays, they really happen for a reason, but you have to stick through it. Inumpisahan mo na tapusin mo na. So, yun lang talaga.
And how about you, Sir Jervin? Any message or advice yan to our Filipino PTs?
Definitely the biggest piece of advice I can give to the aspiring PTs for Grandison is definitely you have to want it more than anything that you want. You know, you don't have to like obsess over it, but you have to like put in the work. You have to put in the work. you have to like want to go there. It's not enough just to say, oh, America sounds nice, I'll sign up with them, maybe I'll go over there. No, you really have to now put your heart into it. Like you have to want it more than anything. And that, I think that's what makes it worth it the most. And yeah, definitely just to add to Jody's message for sure. Like there will be delays, some expected, some unexpected, but you just have to you have to want it more. Like that has to be like the drive has to be enough for you to like overcome it. Like what they say, a minor setback coming for a major comeback. That's it. That's all it is.
Yes.
Yes.
You gotta want it.
Ganda nun.
That's it.
No? And of course, no, from Miss Elisa Tumulak, yan, any message for advice to the Filipino PTs aspiring to work in the United States then?
Ano bang advice ko? Sabi na ng mga baby dragons ko, I'm so proud of them. But it's true. You're really gonna have to start with making that decision for yourself. Kung ano yung gusto mo for your future. Gusto mo ba ng work na work lang, tapos work compensation lang, or you want a life? Like you want to work and a life here in the United States. You have to make that decision. And then once you make that decision, again, like what they said, like what Jody said, Jervin said, syempre merong setbacks in any route that we decide to take in life. Kahit na sa ibang bansa ka pa magpunta, merong, it's not going to be perfect. But then you go back to that point when you made that decision and you have, you have a destination that you want to go to. So yun yung mag-hold sa'yo during those times na pwedeng nagkaroon ng retrogression or nagkaroon ng error na nag-cause ng another delay, or who knows kung anong, like something comes up, like with immigration, magkaroon ng bagong step. But if you made that decision, if you put your heart into it, you're going to be successful.
Yes, definitely, Miss Elisa. Thank you for that, no. And of course, if you are a PT watching this and you're feeling ready to take the next step, no, let's ask Sir Nathan. Yan, Sir Nathan, how can they know, or how can the Filipino PTs interested in working sa United States get connected with Grandison, or how can they start their process?
Okay, so sa Facebook we have page which is Grandison Therapy, and also we have a website no na pwede silang mag-register online. Then in my case, I have a recruiter's account which is Nathan De La Cruz Grandison. So pwede kayong mag-inquire doon, register, and ayun, let's schedule your online orientation. No, start today. Take a leap of faith. Kasi, well, kayo naman talagang gagawa niyan. Yung mga Filipino PTs talaga, if they want talaga na makapag-work no, sa Amerika as a physical therapist, kailangan simulan nila now. Kasi ngayon nagkakaroon nga tayo ng problem with the retrogression, right? So, good thing with Grandison, may iba't ibang kinds of visa tayong ginagamit. Like we have the immigrant visa nga, the EB2, EB3, and also the H1B working visa. No, so ayun. So simulan nyo guys, hindi yung
Salam.
Oo, 'di ba? Lalo na ngayon, ginawa pa naming online yung program, no?
Yes.
Ang number one problem na talaga ng mga Filipino PTs dito is gustong-gusto nilang mag-work abroad, specifically sa Amerika, pero hindi nila alam kung kailan nila sisimulan, kung paano nila sisimulan because of their full-time jobs dito sa Pilipinas. 'Di ba? So ngayon, in-adjust namin the programs no na hindi nyo kailangan i-sacrifice yung full-time job nyo para lang makapag-start kayo ng US application. Kaya simulan nyo guys ng mas maaga. Kasi sayang.
Yes, thank you so much, Sir Nathan. Start
'Di
now,
ba? Start now.
Yes. And I think before we end this session, yan, maraming salamat po ulit, Miss Jody Masigla, yan, from Upstate New York, Sir Jervin Macaranas, no, from Upstate New York as well. And of course, Miss Elisa Tumulak, Yan, from Grandison USA staffing team. And Nathan from the
Yes.
This is Jody, not the Jody Peter earlier, but your Grandison Espresso Lounge host. So thank you once again, and good luck to the PTs na nanonood. Yan, thank you, and see you once again next time. Yan.
Thank you po.